Hello, everybody. Welcome to the KetoMOM page. My name is Stephanie. Welcome. All right, we are going to dive in. So, as you're tuning in, where you're tuning in from, and I want to know, what are you having for lunch? What are you having for lunch? I just made a whole bunch of tacos for dinner. We have some guests coming, so I prepped dinner. I think the girls were just having a low-carb wrap. So, what are you doing? Happy February 1st. How did January go for you? We finished a month of carnivore. I'm feeling great, and I'm going to continue to do it. Now, there's a couple things I want to talk about real quick. We've been going through something called the Path. So there's an event that my husband and myself and a handful of people that came to our home last weekend did. We did a Tony Robbins event, and he said, hey, I have a path for you, and the path is going to get you to where you want to go. This is what the path looked like. For those who tuned in yesterday, I still have to get the PDF. So I will work on that because this is fuzzy. But we're working through the path from where you are to where you want to go, right? So there's action steps. So we're going to review that real quick. I just got off the phone about an hour ago I had a whole blood panel done about probably almost a month ago. And the blood panel, I'm doing it for a couple different reasons. So I wanted to share something with you about that. And then also, a handful of us are going to be doing a reboot actually on my birthday. February 25th kicks off February's reboot. And in fact, we're only actually offering the reboot February 1st through the 4th. I'm going to talk to you about what this is, and then it's going to be gone. And you can join us to do the reboot at the end of the month. There was one more thing. I think that was it. So, where you're tuning in from, tell me what you're having for lunch. It gives other people ideas of what you're having, what they're having, what does that look like. And how did January go for you? So, first of all, the path. If you watched Monday and then Wednesday, today is Thursday, so I've only done 3 steps. I skipped Tuesday. So the first step, if you were taking notes, is you need to figure out what you actually want in life and why you want it, right? We talked more about that on Monday. Go back and watch Monday's live. On Wednesday, we talked about finding, so this is yesterday, number 2. The step number 2 in the path is finding and facing the truth. The truth will set you free. And actually where you're at today, oftentimes people don't want to acknowledge here's where I'm actually at. But when you acknowledge where you're actually at, whether it's in your health or your finances or in relationships, you can move on from there. So he says, once you know what you want and why you want it, what and why, right? And it might take some time to figure that out. Then you've got to go, well, here's where I'm actually at. I want to get here. How do I get there? So number 3, if you're taking notes and participating, it says, resolve and create a massive action plan. So oftentimes I'll find people that watch either my lives or podcasts. They're reading all of these books. They're gathering all of this information. And he talks about this and he goes, but people don't take the information and do it, right? If you're working on your relationships or your health or your finances, there has to be an aspect where you step up and you take the next step. It's action. You've got to do something, right? You can't sit in this consuming world and consume everything and not do something. It doesn't work. You might know everything, but it doesn't work if you just know it. Have you guys ever heard me say this? This is fun. There are 4 birds on a wire. One bird decided to jump off or fly away. How many birds are left on the wire? There are 4 birds sitting on a telephone wire. One decided to fly away. How many birds are left on the wire? It's a trick. There's still 4. Just because you decide something doesn't mean it actually is going to be done. There is deciding. There's the what do I want? Why do I want it? There's the drawing a line in the sand and figuring out where I'm at today. And you might decide, I've decided I'm going to lose 50 pounds. I've decided I'm going to cut up my credit cards. I need to get financially free. I've decided I'm going to work on my mindset. I've decided. And then herein lies step number 3. It requires action, right? You can decide, and then you have to do something about it. So step number 3 is you So it says this, what can you do right now to move forward in the direction of what you are really wanting? What is one thing that you can do today? Is it say no to fast food and run home and make your lunch? Is it don't sit in front of the TV, instead you're going to go for a walk? You're going to go work out. You're going to put the Coke away and grab the water bottle. You're going to, what is one thing you can do, an action that you can do today and moving forward to get you closer to your goal? That's it. It says resolve and create a map, a massive action plan. And start writing down the things you know you need to do to get you where you want to go. All right, tomorrow we'll talk about number 4. All right, so I talked about the plan. I was on the phone today. I'm going to dive into hormones, specifically women. All right, I'm 40. And in fact, this is my birthday month. I'm going to be 41 at the end of the month on February 25th. And I did a blood panel because I've realized, and my husband realized, it's important to have a foundation or an understanding or like a baseline of where you're at as you're aging. The goal for me and my husband, and maybe you, is to age well. How do we age well? We take care of our body, right? We take care of our mind. We move our body. We drink our water. We do the best that we can, and knowing that our body will grow old, but we mentally don't have to grow old, right? So taking care of our body for our family is super important. So I got a blood panel done. And what I've realized is I'm 40. And there are things that I just have to watch for, right? So if you're a guy on here, I apologize. But the lady's like, hey, you've got to watch for premenopause symptoms. And there were things that I just felt like were off. And so it's so interesting because I would say this. I think that if you were in your 40s and 50s and older, it is important to have an understanding of where you are so you can know what to work on. And so she was so great. She didn't push starting on medicine. She's very much a functional medicine. She talked about different vitamins, different things to help my hormones get in alignment. One of the things we talked about was hydration. She says, as we age, so listen, this is super important. As we age, it's important to eat more protein. We want to feed our muscle. You lose muscle faster as you get older, so we want to make sure that we keep muscle. So you're hearing people talk about the power of protein. And then at the same time, she goes, when you're eating protein and consuming a ton of protein, you have to make sure that you are protecting like your kidneys. She's like, people are dehydrated. You need to make sure that you are hydrated. So we talk, especially since I'm doing carnivore, she's like, you need to make sure you're hydrated. And she goes, there's this like ebb and flow of like feeding your muscles and protecting your kidneys and your body. And that comes with water and hydration. And she goes, do you take an electrolyte? And I said, oh, I sure do. Because did you know that when you're hydrating, it's not just water that feeds your cells. You actually need electrolytes. So for those of you who are on here and you're keto or low carb or dirty keto, or your goal is you're eating more protein, maybe you're carnivore, something that's so important is an electrolyte. And I would just say this, I had a really great 30 to 40 minute conversation with her, and I thought it was super important for my own health, and I would just encourage you to think about that as well. So water is important, protein's important, but an electrolyte is key to making sure your cells are hydrated. All right, so is this making sense? Am I talking too fast? Y'all are super quiet, but sometimes it's hard to comment. So what do you think of the path? Steps 1, 2, and 3 of what do you want? Why do you want it? Understanding where you're currently at, like reality, here's where I'm at. What's one action step I can take today, right? Do any of you do a baseline blood draw? Do any of you do that? Like we're gonna try a couple vitamins and then we're gonna test it in 3 months. So I'll let you know how it goes. Also, we are diving in as a community. So I share ketones. I talk about ketones. I talk about lots of different things. There's 2 ways if you need to get started in just something. I started my journey with drinking ketones. I didn't start with the keto diet. I started with drinking a product, making the best choices possible that I can. And then I dove into learning about fasting. So we have this kit. It's called the Reboot Kit. I'm going to walk you through what it is. If you want to know more about the Reboot, post a Reboot in the comments. If you are just getting started and you need something to like kickstart you into gear. Number 2, and we have a Reboot group we'll plug you into, or just a group in general where we'll do it together. If you're like, if you've hit a plateau and you kind of need to bust through that, if you feel amazing and you want to amplify what you're doing, here's an option. Here's what it is. It's 60 hours. You drink everything in the kit. You do not eat, but it's up to you. Some people do like a 24 and then they'll wait for a couple days and do another 24. I know it doesn't quite add up to 60. We will work through the sleeping hours, but also, so it's 60 hours. Here's what the kit has. You wake up in the morning, you drink ketones and electrolytes. Actually, hold on. The night before you take these little pills, they're called DNA repair. Like it talks about, we have a video that talks about like your telomeres and longevity. So you take this the night before we start, Sunday night. Monday you get up, you drink your ketones, you throw this in some water, you drink your electrolytes, you go throughout your day. Your lunch and your dinner are protein. It's a keto protein. It's formulated so it won't break your fast. So you've got lunch, you've got dinner, and you've got another caffeine-free ketone, which I forgot to grab. I already used this. And so and then you drink all of that throughout the day. So day one, done. Then you do the same thing over again. You grab your ketones in the morning, you grab another electrolyte, you've also got some AM pills, you've got your lunch and your dinner. We do this together as a group. It's to help your body get into this fasting mode. Fasting is great. What I love about it, it's going to help you understand like what is true hunger. Am I bored? Do I eat out of emotions? Do I eat because it's in front of me? It really helps you understand your body. Let's actually start listening to your body, which I was doing. Therefore, I got a blood panel done to make sure I understood what my body was doing and what it needed, right? So this reboot we're going to be doing, it's probably going to be one of the first really big community reboots we've been doing. So we've been doing them for a long time. But this is only available February 1st to the 4th. Then we're taking it off. Then it's done. So that you can get your reboot in the mail. We're going to do it together. We're going to do it February 25th. I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to do it with you. It's going to be guided with other reboot coaches. If you want to either grab a reboot, post reboot in the comments, or if you're a current customer, go log in and grab it. If you've never been a customer and you're like, listen, Steph, I don't want to fast that long. We can make it work for you. Or I have a different box. It's called a Nat 20, where all we're going to do is start with ketones. So I'll walk you through just how to drink ketones. I have a variety box. You will do this, and then we'll work on eating low carb or however works best for you. You'll drink ketones once or twice a day. You're not going to fast, and we're going to take it slow. However you want to get started, I would love to walk you through that journey. So why don't you let me know if you want reboot, post reboot below. If you just want to know more about ketones and how they can help you with your energy, turn on your brain, help you not eat as much, get your body moving so you maybe can go for that walk, whatever you want to start, we're going to start with either the variety pack of ketones or the reboot. So send me a message. I'd love to help you on your journey. So you can ask questions below. You can reach out to me. We'll continue to go through the path together. If you haven't, whatever you're looking for, reach out, ask questions. I want to say thank you for tuning in. When you get a chance and you can comment, tell me how your January went. Tell me what you're having for lunch today. It gives other people ideas. And I look forward to chatting with so many of you. So have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in. Your presence matters, and we'll talk to you very soon.